I have to start filming now. Fuck me.
Oh, not.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm with my sister Chloe.
Hello.
And we're going to be carving some pumpkins for you as Halloween is coming up. So we're getting into the, I was going to say festive spirit, Halloween spirit. I also filmed another Halloween video last week where I did some Halloween bakes for you all. So if you haven't seen that, please go check it out. But firstly, I went to Tesco's and picked up these gigantic pumpkins, like literally
They're quite weighty.
bigger than our heads. Most people go pumpkin picking, which I think is really cute, but one, it's freezing cold outside and I didn't have time. So I actually just went to Tesco and picked these up, and these were £3 each, which I don't think is bad. Yeah, exactly, for this
size.
And it's so heavy, so I literally just picked these up in Tesco. They did have smaller ones, but for what we wanted to do, I needed to get big ones. They're also freezing cold because they've been sat in my car overnight, so I don't really want to touch it for too long. So you can obviously decorate your pumpkin however you want, but just as a basis, what we're going to be using is these Halloween templates, which I just literally, they were printed off the internet. You can get all different designs. Literally just type in Halloween pumpkin templates and I'm sure loads will come up. Like as you can see, there's like a bat and things like that. And you can just, there's all different designs. I've gone for a ghost and my sister has gone for just a welcome sign.
Because I want to put this outside my house to be like,
so what you do with these templates is where there's grey, you would obviously stick this with sellotape to your pumpkin, and then where there's the grey areas, you just dot around the grey areas with like either a cocktail stick or a needle. Obviously be very careful, and just so therefore the dots go onto the pumpkin, and then that's your guide of where to cut. So it's really easy for children as well, very helpful. But firstly, before we do that, we do need to carve out our pumpkin, so scoop out the insides. So we're gonna draw a circle on the top to take off the lid, cut that out, and then scoop out all the insides. You want to make sure when you're scooping out, you scoop out as much pumpkin as possible, so it's literally so thin inside, because it's easier to then carve your template.
you've not got as much to go
yeah,
through.
you've not got as much to go through, exactly. So that's what we're going to do now. Draw a circle on top, cut out the lids, and then scoop out our insides. Have you got a pen, honey? I've got a pen, honey. So I'm just going to draw a circle on top. You don't want to draw a massive one because obviously you want as much room for your design as possible.
It doesn't have to be a perfect circle, does it? Because once you start cutting it,
Yeah, exactly.
that ain't gonna be perfect. You can just use a biro, it doesn't need to be like a marker pen or anything.
Oh, you
Do you think that's like,
Because remember, it's got to be not a massive circle, but also it's got to be big enough for you to get your hand in there and scoop out. I go a little bit bigger.
okay. That wasn't big enough, so I've drawn a bigger circle. So if you draw it like, can you see that in the camera? There we go. So you can cut that out and it will be your little pumpkin lid. So what are we using to cut?
So does that look big enough? So I've just, I don't know if you can see, blimmin' hell, this pumpkin is so heavy. I've literally just drawn a circle on the top. Don't hold it up like that. Oh my gosh, it's so unsafe. So obviously we're using a knife. Please be very careful. It needs to be a sharp one when using knives to cut your pumpkins. Obviously if you're doing it with children, always make sure there's an adult present.
Little disclaimer in there.
And even if you are an adult, please again be very careful because it's actually quite...
You can't put it in and just start slicing. You need to kind of put it in, take it out, and then do the next bit. So you're like joining up your circle, if you will.
Put it in, take it out.
That's what he said.
Right, let's stop being appropriate. Okay. God, it's actually really. No, I can't say that.
What?
I was gonna say it's actually really stiff.
Jokes.
Oh, I've got juice. My pumpkin is leaking juice.
I've got a tea towel down here. Keep a tea towel on hand or kitchen roll or something so you can.
Bless me. Yeah, but
keep it related.
okay. So I've just obviously got 2 different types of spoons, very large ones and then 2 tablespoons. The large ones are for the majority of scoopings and then the smaller ones are for the edges just to make them thinner. So you need your big one first, hun.
Okay. Hun.
So take your large spoon and just scoop out all your insides. Maybe we should put the bowl in between us. Okay, put the bowl in between us. Perfect. Oh, it stinks so bad.
It's difficult to spoon it out because they're sort of like stringy. I'm going to use my knife a little bit because all the pips inside the pumpkin are stuck in there on this good stringy stuff.
Yeah, that's what I don't get.
So I'm just going to use the knife just to make my scooping a bit easier.
So let's talk about Halloween. I don't know if obviously many people, I was going to say support or believe Halloween.
Some people don't like it because it's
like for religion and things like that.
Yeah.
But obviously we're older now, so we don't really go trick-or-treating anymore.
Well, you say that. We've, to my knowledge, only been trick-or-treating as like young adults. We were never allowed to go trick-or-treating as kids.
Yeah.
Our parents always said it was like begging. Essentially, it is.
I think it's just each to their own opinion. Like obviously if you want to
Oh,
go
I just flicked it off face.
like obviously if you want to go trick-or-treating, it's up to you. If you don't, if you like, then don't. We're not going to say you can do what you want. But yeah, we went a few times, didn't we?
It's fun, isn't it?
It's fun and it's just
And I would imagine it's even more fun as a child.
Yeah, it's just something like fun to do. There was
like getting all dressed up and stuff. I love fancy dress parties.
Yeah, I love fancy dress parties and stuff. Like one time for Halloween, so I dressed up as a ghost.
Oh mate.
But my attempt of a ghost costume was obviously just a white bed sheet with cut out holes.
And a white dressing gown rope around your neck to like show that it was a head and
yeah.
body.
But obviously, because it was dark and I was just wearing a bed sheet, obviously I had clothes underneath.
She had like eye holes cut out.
Yeah, because it was dark, I couldn't see anything. And I kept like bumping into cars.
Oh, it was jokes, mate. She literally couldn't see a thing. Couldn't see where she was going. And as she's walking along, like you're moving about, so the eye holes were constantly moving. That was fun.
So everyone was just laughing at me because I kept like obviously like walking into things. Which is actually, now I look back on it, it's quite dangerous. I shouldn't have. Like, why did Mum allow that? Oh well, all fun and games.
I remember going to like Halloween parties and stuff as kids, and everyone had these really cool fancy dress outfits, and our outfits were literally made of whatever we had at home.
Yeah.
So one year Char was a witch.
No, this was when I went to a party with my my primary school best friend. And yeah, she had the coolest costume and I just looked like a right idiot because like Mum had made me something last minute at home. I went as a witch and she used a black sack as my cape. She's
literally just wearing a black sack and a witch hat.
Yeah, a black sack and a witch hat. Literally, she had such a cool costume and I just looked like an absolute idiot.
So makeshift.
But I mean, Like, now we look back on it, it's the funniest thing, because in the photos I've got...
And you have bright red lipstick.
Yeah, posing in the photo. I actually can't get any of this more out. I'm really concerned.
To be real here, I'm not going to bother thinning it out because that was really difficult and I just want to get onto the carpet business.
Yeah, and also we're running out of time.
So, do you want some help?
Yes.
Right, remove your temper because I feel like it's going to get dirty next time. Take that spare towel. Switch a second.
It's just a big mess, really. Jesus, you've done so well. So for the record, this is what Chloe's looks like inside.
Yes.
Thinned out.
Charlotte's.
Oh God.
Oh my God. You've got pumpkin in my garland.
Christ.
And this is what Charlotte's looks like.
You can see there's a lot more string in there. Maybe we should just switch pumpkins.
Come out then. He always listens to music in the shower. Guess what I listen to in the shower? Baby Shark. Twice. I was like, alright, and it's like, it's really fucking catchy, isn't it? Yes, it is. And then this week, we're in the car, I think I'm done. And he's like, put some music on. Okay, what do you want? And he's like,
Right, hurry up and stick your template. So I've just roughly stuck mine on with sellotape, and then usually use like a cocktail stick or a needle, but because we don't have either of those, we're just going to go in again with our knives, and then just around the grey areas just do like dots, so then once you take the template off you have dots and that's your area guideline to carve.
as long as you're careful.
Right, so we finished carving our pumpkins. So obviously they're not perfect.
I'm still quite proud of mine.
Chloe says welcome, and mine is just a ghost like this. I'm quite proud of mine, to be honest.
I'm quite proud of mine.
And then obviously you would like a candle in there, and just, yeah.
The M and the E are hanging by a
Yeah.
thread.
It's more difficult to do letters than
Yeah.
it is. Oh,
And the M and the E.
I'm going to do a shot of mine too.
Yeah. For the ins. Oh, for the install. I forgot.
For the end of the video. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please give it a massive thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you all in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.